Hey everyone, I'm Tashina from Logical Harmony. Welcome back. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'm doing a chatty get ready with me on this look using basically all products from OFRA. Now, OFRA is cruelty-free. They're also totally vegan. They sent me a bunch of stuff to try out. I do have a haul video. I'll link to that down below. So I tried to incorporate as many OFRA products into this look as I could. And as I'm going through the process, I share my thoughts on them with you guys because I've been using them for a little bit. And I used a palette that you picked out, which is this one right here, which I know you can't really see. It's very pretty. It's very fun. You're gonna have to watch the video to see what the shades are inside of it. Everything else that I use in the video is cruelty-free and vegan as always. If you are interested in cruelty-free beauty, you're definitely in the right place. And if you want more information and just tips to make cruelty-free easy, some shopping guides, a full cruelty-free brand list, all that sort of stuff, you can head over to my website, logicalharmony.net. But for now, let's get right into it. I got my makeup. I got my coffee. I'm drinking this coffee called In Bloom from Tired Eyes Roasters in San Diego that Jess, vegan beauty addict, sent me because In Bloom is a Nirvana reference and she said she saw it and couldn't not send it to me, which was super sweet of her. Very, very thoughtful. So today I'm gonna start with my eyes, which I don't usually do, but I'm doing more and more off camera. And the reason is because I'm using this super fun bright palette from OFRA, and just as I've been experimenting more with color and colorful looks, I have found it is definitely to my advantage to do my eyes first in case there's fallout or anything like that. I never used to do my eyes first. It always felt so weird to me. It still feels kind of weird to me. I like to prep my lids, and everything I use will be listed down below. So if I don't mention it, it will be there for easy access. And OFRA did send all of this stuff to me, which is so amazing of them and so thoughtful. I really appreciate it. This is the Francesca Talot palette, which I was originally attracted to because of this green shade. This green is so gorgeous. I was like, I need to try this. I don't know why, but something about, ever since the e.l.f. J. Kissa palette, these greens have been so beautiful to me and just something I really want to play with. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of start mellow and start safe with some of this orange for Vitruvian. I always feel bad when I butcher product names. So I'm just going to pat that on and buff that out. And I'm kind of just going to place that mostly in the crease. Now, I do have some other shadow palettes that OFRA has sent to me. They sent me the Glitch palette, which I really want to use soon too. When I did my OFRA haul video and I asked you, what palette do you want to see? It was very evenly split between this palette and the Glitch palette. So I'm doing this one first because that's what I felt like using this morning. And then I will film with the Glitch palette soon because it is also super duper pretty, like so pretty. And I do have some of OFRA's older palettes that they sent to me a couple of years ago. And I really like the combinations of shades in there. I feel like they have a couple that are just brights and they have a couple that are neutrals. And I feel like now they're coming out with more mini palettes, which is super exciting to see. This is blending super nicely. I do feel like the Tarte Shape Tape, which is what I used, is such a good base for shadows because it's very grippy and it's dry. And I feel like because of that, it makes blending really easy. And it does really like hold things in place throughout the day. And so I really like it as a shadow primer. I like it as a concealer too. Sometimes it's a little bit drying, but as a shadow primer, it is so good. So good. What colorful shadows are you into lately? I know you guys have been requesting way more from me because you see them on Instagram. And so I want to do more here, but what shades are you into? What palettes are you into? What singles, things like that? What brands? I'm just super curious to know. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with that pink and put that on my lid. So I'm just gonna take this kind of like flatter brush. This is the e.l.f. C brush, and before I was using the e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush, which is so perfectly named. It's exactly how I would describe it. So I'm just gonna pat this on to my lid. I'm just gonna really cover that space, but I'm not gonna worry too much about blending right now. You guys know how I am. I like to be a little messy and then blend. And maybe that's why some of my eye looks are pretty messy, but I'm learning and it's fun, and this is what works for me. And this just helps me see where I really want the pigment, and then I can blend it out from there. Whew. That is very pigmented. So I'm gonna take that same brush. I'm not adding any additional product right now, and I'm just gonna blend out those edges, specifically the crease in that outer corner. So I've been talking, I should say Justin has been talking about this idea he has. So we've been talking about it because I'm very much into things that are cryptozoological, which can often fall under like paranormal. And so we've been debating this idea of me doing chatty get ready with me's where I talk about this stuff. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with cryptozoology, that is things like the Sasquatch, the Yeti, giant birds, the Loch Ness Monster, other monsters, things like that, because I find that stuff so fascinating and so interesting, and I like to read about it, I like to watch shows about it, and I like to talk about it. So we've been toying with this idea of doing a series here on Logical Harmony where I do my makeup and chat about things. So would you guys be interested in a video where I do my makeup and chat about Sasquatch or the Yeti or any number of those things? Let me know, like leave a comment, tell me your thoughts. I might do it anyway. Just because I really enjoy this stuff. I think it's so fascinating, and I know I can't be the only one. But let me know if you have any feelings about that or interest. I'm gonna take some of that green and put that on my lower lash line. As far as like, you know, what that would look like, I'm using the MOTD Pencil Man brush, by the way. As far as like what that would look like with regular content, I think it would just be peppered in here and there. It wouldn't be like a new direction for the channel. It would just be something a little bit different that I'm doing. But I'm really curious what you would think about that, because I think it could be super fun. I think it could be fun. It could be different. It could be a learning thing for both of us. And I don't know that it would necessarily ever go into like paranormal, like certain parts of it I find more fascinating than others and more interesting overall. So I'd probably just talk about the stuff that I think is super interesting and maybe eventually branch out from there. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of this, some of this purple and put that on the outer corner just a tiny bit, just deepen up that pink right there. So I think that it could be super fun to do and something totally different for the channel, totally interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feedback, all that sorts of stuff. Okay, this shadow is a little more difficult to blend than the others. The other three have been so easy to work with. It might just be my brush too. So I'm gonna put a little bit on, and then I'm also gonna grab another brush. I need more coffee, man. Grab more, I almost said blush again. Grab another brush, which I'm doing now, to blend. And that's just the same brush I'd use for the orange. I'm gonna take a little more orange shadow because that one is a little bit patchy, and I'm just gonna blend. But yeah, I think that could be a super fun thing to do, super different, especially for my channel. And I know people have different views on it, but I just find it so fascinating. So I would like to do it, and I hope you would be into it as well. I'm gonna take some more of that pink and just kind of place that over that purple. That purple is not doing too well. I feel like it deepened it up a little bit, but it looks muddy, like a little bit. So that's just what happens sometimes though. Like things don't turn out perfect, and that's part of playing with makeup. And that's something I've talked about that you are gonna see more on this channel as I experiment more with makeup myself. You're gonna see the good, the bad, and the ugly. No Clint Eastwood though, just those three, which I guess technically he was one of those three. Doesn't matter. I hope you get the reference. Growing up, my brother used to love that movie, and it was painful for me to sit through because it was like, I don't know how long it actually is. I've never watched it as an adult, but as a child, it felt like it was like this 6-hour-long movie where nothing happened. I feel like it would just be 6 hours of Clint Eastwood and some other guys standing by each other with their guns out. And occasionally there was shooting. Occasionally they would ride horses. But in general, nothing happened, to my recollection. If anything did, I just tuned it out. Anyway, Clint Eastwood references aside. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is get into some of my other makeup and see how this is all coming together. So I actually, lately too, I've been like putting in my brow gel first to kind of fluff my brows up and to get a better idea of what they're going to look like. I do really want to get my brows done soon. I haven't had them done in a really long time. I'm kind of letting them do whatever they want to do, but I have this calic and it drives me crazy. Though I will say one thing I am doing that's different is I've been using castor oil in my brows to condition them because I want to see if that helps them grow or just be better. So Sky Organics had sent me their like lash and brow serum kit. I've been using that for a little bit and I really like it. I think it is really nice. My brows feel softer. I don't know if it's helping them grow, but my brows feel so much softer than before. All right, so I'm gonna use the OFRA Verified Liquid Liner. I think I'm just gonna, shall I risk doing this on camera? Let's risk it. What's the worst that could happen? Terrible last words. Very regrettable last words. I should not have said that. I'm just gonna do a thin line on my lash line so that I have a good base for my false lashes. So I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm not gonna do Anything crazy? Oh, that's quite nice. That is really nice. Okay. All right, OFRA. Why is there not more hype about this liner? This is probably one of the easiest liners to use that I've tried. And I've tried a lot because I struggle with liquid liner very heavily. And I'm always trying it. I need to just sit down and watch some tutorials and like really work through it. Brianna Fox, she has some really great liquid liner tutorials and other things like that. So I should spend some time on her channel. But this is really nice. Okay, don't talk. I am just doing... That came out way messy on this eye. I am just doing like a line to get a base for lashes. I'm going to turn the camera off and fix this mess. Lesson learned, if I'm talking about how I'm not great at liner, don't try and talk while I'm applying it. It's definitely not perfect, but that's just me. The applicator is really easy to use. The formula is very dark. It's very inky. It dries really quickly. I think this was one of the better liquid liners I've ever used. So I'm really impressed with it. If you guys know of anyone who does really great tutorials on like how to do liquid liner, things like that, comment and let me know because it's something I do want to work on. I need to improve on it. I want to improve on it. It's just such a challenge for me. And I feel like I've watched so many videos that don't necessarily really help me because I think oftentimes, and I think all content creators fall into this, you know what you know so well that you forget that other people don't know elements of it. And that's something I'm really trying to not do. It's challenging because you're just so used to everything, especially like for me in the cruelty-free space. Like there's so much knowledge that I'm aware of and I forget that other people aren't. So I'm not knocking any of those people because I think it just happens. But I feel like a lot of times I have a hard time following these tutorials because I feel like there are steps missing. I feel like there's explanation missing on like, how do you know where to put those lines, if that makes sense. So I did touch up the pink shadow, I'm touching up that orange a little bit, and I'm gonna touch up that green, add a little more pop of green, because why not? I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Again, that liquid liner, that was my bad. But I feel like these shadows are really pretty. That purple one I did struggle with. So I'm gonna experiment more with the purples and the blues. Usually those are shadows that for me specifically, I have a hard time with anyway. I feel like they tend to be so pigmented and somehow that makes it harder for me to work with them. I'm gonna take some of the highlight shade that's in the middle, pop that on the inner corner. Oof. OFRA does highlights so well. So well. That would be so pretty with, one sec. This was the highlight I was gonna use on my cheeks, Cloud 9. I'm gonna pop some of that in because it has a little pink shimmer to it. I feel like that'll be really pretty. Ooh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna take that regular one, highlight my brow bone a little. I did brush out my brows. I don't think I'm gonna fill them in. I just haven't been filling in brows lately. But what I am gonna do is, and I guess maybe this is filling them, I'm just gonna like add a little more structure. Just do a quick line underneath and then comb that through. And I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie because it's what I had right here. I think it's pretty easy to work with. I like it overall. So I'm gonna do mascara now, and I'm going to be using the OFRA HD Volumizing Mascara. I really like this. So I'm often very skeptical of mascaras that come with this silicone wand because I feel like, there's no in between. They're either really good or they're just not anything special. It's not even that they're bad. I just feel like sometimes the wand doesn't do anyone any favors sometimes. But this one is really good. I feel like I'm able to get into every lash, and the mascara formula is really nice. It's definitely volumizing. I don't think it adds a ton of length, but I feel like it does a good job with volume, and it doesn't clump too much, which I also find with silicone wands. My lashes can look pretty spidery with them because they kind of just clump my lashes together. I do a lot better with like the more traditional brush wands, but I feel like this mascara is so dark, and I really like that too. Like you can with this wand really get in there close to your lash line, and on a natural makeup day it does look like you have subtle liner on. Like I really like that about this. It doesn't flake on me, it doesn't transfer. I tend to like mascara formulas as they dry out more, and this one seems to, like so many that I love, get better and better as they dry out. Okay, I'm gonna put on my false lashes. I'm using the Tarte Heartbreaker lashes because OFRA doesn't make false lashes. I feel like they should. I kind of thought that they did. They do make brow products, by the way. I just don't have one. So I'm gonna pop these on and I will be right back. All right, lashes are on. I did add a little more liner to cover up that band and that glue. Curl this one a little bit. I laid it a little weird. If I'm doing something terrible for my eyes, please don't tell me. Sometimes when I apply these, I get a little, there we go. So I'm gonna get into my face makeup. So I'm gonna start with the OFRA primer. This is the Cooling Cucumber Primer. It actually smells quite good. It smells like cucumber, which I enjoy. I don't think it is necessarily cooling, but it is winter here. Actually, if I think about it, yeah, it feels like, do you remember those really old school, like Freeman cucumber peel off masks? That's what it smells like. And so it feels really nostalgic to put it on the skin. Super nostalgic. Okay, those brushes out of here. So I'm gonna color correct a little and then do concealer before foundation. So that's just how I'm doing things lately. It's how I'm feeling. And I have used this foundation a couple of times now. It is a good shade match for me right now. Right now I'm not self-tanned at all, and I really like the foundation. I'll get into that after. So I'm just using my Urban Decay color corrector and then a little of that Tarte Shape Tape, which you just need tiniest bit. That's even too much. Like, that's more than I would normally do. Sometimes when I put this on, I end up just buffing it out from this and buffing it all over my face as my foundation when I'm very fair or I have a different shade, because sometimes it's so pigmented. You really don't need much. Like, I definitely put too much on. Get that with that sponge. But it will erase anything on your face. It's just a little bit drying. I prefer some of the other concealers out there. The Too Faced one, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo is a good one. Just the e.l.f. regular camo. I feel like the e.l.f. Camo concealer is a really good dupe for this one. Like, crazy good. They're just both a little bit drying for me. Buff. And so if I am going to take it all over my face and use concealer as foundation, I'll take, my favorite is this setting brush from Real Techniques, and I'll literally just keep buffing all over my face. You guys have seen me do that, I think, in videos. If not, I should do one soon. But a lot of times I do just keep buffing out my concealer and wear that as foundation, and I like how it looks. It's very soft, it's very natural, but it covers what you need it to cover. So that actually might be what I do with this foundation. So I'm gonna just tap this on, and I think I will at the end go over it with the OFRA Beauty Sponge, which I love that sponge. But this foundation is really nice. I would say it is a medium coverage, definitely buildable. And I really, really like how it feels on the skin. It feels very, very lightweight. It is scented, so if you are sensitive to scents, you might not enjoy it. I feel like it is a little perfumey, personally. It dissipates quickly, but if you're someone that likes to avoid fragrance or just doesn't enjoy it, this might be a foundation you might not enjoy. But I love the formula. It's so lightweight. I feel like it really evens out the skin tone quickly and easily. I definitely got too much there. And I feel like it's just it's like a nice everyday foundation. It's gonna work, I think, for most people. I really, really like it. And I highly suggest it. Also, I'd never heard anyone talk about it, so I'm quite glad that they sent it to me, because I feel like, I don't know, like, it's always intriguing to me. Like, OFRA is so well known for their highlighters that I feel like people don't necessarily try other products from them. And I was like, what is this? Like, if they make so many shades of it, what is it like? And it's been around for a long time too. It's like, I have to give this a try. I have to. That's my civic duty as a content creator, to try this foundation. Terrible. What a shame. This lash is still feeling a little weird. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I quite like it. I think it's just nice. So I'm going to set that with this OFRA translucent powder in light. I have a few different shades. I'm also quite enjoying this as well. It has a little bit of a pinky undertone, which I feel like helps to even out skin. And I've been liking it. I feel like it's a little bit blurring. I do wish it was bigger, because I'm having a hard time getting in there with my brush. But I also appreciate that it's like a nice mega bag. I'm gonna get under my eyes a little bit better. So yeah, I like it. I think I really, really like the foundation. It's the Absolute Cover Foundation. If you want a full in-depth video on this, like a review, comment and let me know. Or if you've tried it, comment and share your thoughts. I would love to hear them, as always. I'm gonna go in with my OFRA bronzer. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My OFRA bronzer in Americano. Do a little bronze. Nothing crazy, just a little. I'm not gonna contour today with contour. I'm just gonna use my bronzer. I feel like it lends to like the beachiness of this look. What is going on with this lash? I think these lashes are like on their last little legs. So I'm gonna go with the Island Time blush palette and take this peachy shade here. How do I do this? I always get so confused showing you guys stuff that has a mirror. So I'm gonna take this peachy shade and pop that on because my eyes are so pink. I don't need much else. Their blushes are really nice too. I feel like they're so pigmented. Blush is actually the first product I ever used from OFRA. Years and years ago, like it was probably like 5 years ago, I had their blush in Charm and I loved it. I believe they still make it. I loved it so much. I used it all the time. Go in with the highlighter in Cloud9, which is a collab with Nikki Tutorials. I used it all the time and I loved it. And I have quite a few blushes from them now. They've sent me a lot. I think I have a handful and I really like them. I feel like they're really pigmented. They blend nicely. Like, I feel like OFRA's complexion products are so underhyped, and I think it's because they're really so well known for their highlighters, which are freaking amazing. But there are other good options out there too. Like, their other face products are so nice. Don't be afraid to try them. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little more green because I'm living dangerously today apparently, and I'm putting it all on the line. I shouldn't be so dramatic. I'm definitely not putting it all on the line. What am I even talking about? But I feel like the look is not totally complete, but my lips also aren't done, so that's probably part of it too. Speaking of, I'm gonna put on my Franklin Whitman lip balm. This one is Mount Airy, which is my favorite from them. It smells like an Earl Grey latte. It is the absolute best. I love their body oil in this fragrance. I think everything from Franklin Whitman needs to come in this fragrance. I really, really love them. I do have an affiliate discount code for them. I believe it's Logical Harmony, but it'll get you money off your order. I'll make sure to put a link down below because I love them. They're also totally vegan, just like OFRA, and they're just an amazing company. So I'm going to use the liquid lipstick in Sao Paulo, which is a pretty nude. I really like the OFRA liquid lipsticks too. I feel like they are, they're not super drying. And I'm gonna mix in a little of Nude Potion. Yeah, I feel like the formula takes a little bit longer to dry down than a lot of liquid lipsticks do, and it stays a little less, not even matte, but it's a little less dehydrating and drying than most liquid lipsticks, and I really like that about them because a lot of them are just way too drying for me. But the OFRA ones and the Black Moon Cosmetics ones are my favorite, and I love that OFRA has so many cute nude shades. They sent me a bunch, but this is what I've been reaching towards lately. I feel like I need actually a little more color. Who am I? Hello, who am I? So I'm gonna take a little bit of the very light hand of that blush and just tap that on in there, and I'm tapping it out on a cloth first. Yeah, that's definitely helping. Okay, and that is, I have hair in my lashes. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any favorites from OFRA, comment, leave them down below. I'd love to know what you're interested in and what you're loving from them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you want to see more of these colorful eye looks because I think they're fun and I hope you do too. And let me know your thoughts on the cryptozoological series because I would love to do that. And let me know if you're into it. I just asked you a million questions, so you have a million things to comment on, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, if you want to make Juniper's day, make sure you subscribe to my channel here. Check out another video here, and if you want to subscribe to the vlog channel, you can check that out here.